I didn't start my career with brilliant boundaries. I started it with stamina, color coded systems, and a quiet belief that if I could absorb enough chaos for everyone else, eventually the people around me would feel lighter. And they did feel lighter. I did not. And that's the thing nobody warns you about in high pressure roles. The more capable you become, the more invisible your limits become. People learn quickly that you're the one who stays late, the one who fixes the thing no one else has language for, the one who'll just sort it. And it doesn't break you in one big dramatic moment, it erodes you. Tiny, cumulative moments. The late night message because someone else missed something, the extra meeting you sit in so it stays on track, the decisions you make alone at your dining table because the system has learned to rely on you more than it should. You don't crash, you erode. And erosion is far more dangerous because from the outside, you still look like you're functioning. You are still functioning. You're just not functioning at a cost you can sustain. So let's talk about what boundaries actually are, because I'm not talking about neat Instagram quotes. I'm not talking about just learning to say no. I'm talking about not disappearing. Boundaries, for people like us, are the line where you remain whole. Here's what happens when boundaries collapse. Your empathy becomes overextension. Your reliability becomes accidental exploitation. Your clarity becomes a tool for everyone else's decision making except your own. And there's this paradox that nobody talks about. You are essential to stability, but your own stability is rarely protected by the system you support. Now, there's something I call relational gravity. When you work closely with someone who holds power, who carries risk, who makes high stakes decisions under intense pressure, something happens. You feel the spillover, you absorb their urgency, you regulate their mood before they even realize they're spiraling. And because you're competent and emotionally attuned, you naturally lean in. One executive once said to me, "I depend on you in ways I never intended. You make my pressure feel lighter." That's the heart of it. Your presence makes their world easier. Without boundaries, that ease consumes you. So, what actually works? 4 things. 1. Anchor your boundaries in values, not frustration. Most people set boundaries after a terrible week. Those don't stick because they're defensive. Boundaries rooted in who you want to be, what kind of operator you want to be, those hold. 2. Reset the expectations around you, not just your behaviour. Setting boundaries without resetting what people expect from you is like renovating one room in a house with structural cracks. Name what you own and what you support. Clarify what's genuinely urgent versus what's avoidable urgency. Give people a new way to work with you. 3. Stop overfunctioning and start influencing. There's a massive difference between being the solution and shaping the solution. Redirect work with warmth. Ask questions that return ownership to others. Your influence grows when the overfunctioning stops. 4. Build it into your systems, not your willpower. Routing rules for requests, briefing windows, protected focus time. Because high pressure environments will always override personal willpower unless the system around you supports your limits. And if you recognize yourself anywhere in this, please know you're not failing. You're not too soft or too available or too responsible. You're human in a role that relies heavily on your humanity. Boundaries aren't there to harden you, they're there to keep you intact, so your clarity, your influence, and your leadership stay aligned with who you actually are. Your boundary is not the line where you stop being helpful, it's the line where you remain whole. Whole enough to lead, whole enough to think clearly, whole enough to be yourself inside a role that will take everything you allow it to. If that landed, hit subscribe and head to connectedassistance.com for more. Stay savvy, friends. Cheers!